just think you're seeing he's the perfect example of a guy that you take late in the draft because of his physical gifts. He's got tremendous intelligence, right? So you got a smart guy with physical gifts coming from a small school, entering the big pond, right? And having to figure out what that means and the physicality that comes with that and the consistency that we need out of him to be the passing attack that we want to be. So he makes a jump from year 1 to 2. Now from 2 to 3, you see the confidence. You see the chest out. You see just how he carries himself. Like he believes that he's like those other 2 guys. And he's making steps to get there. And in a lot of other buildings, he would have the opportunity that a T. Higgins has. And so when you don't have that same volume, he knows that when the ball does come his way, he's got to take advantage of it. And I just think you've seen the confidence grow. Super proud of his progression, and I think you're only going to see him continue to get better.
If all of the receivers in your stable of receivers perform the way you think they will, how difficult could they make your job in terms of deciding who the 3 is, who the 4 is?
The good kind of difficult. Yeah, that's the kind of difficult you sign up for. And it's not difficult. It's my job. I mean, that's the job. It's here are the ingredients. Make the meal. You know, how do you? And we got some really good ingredients. So we're gonna figure out ways to keep them all involved. That's what the off season's for. That's why we have really smart coaches on staff who have their own areas of specialty, who spend a lot of time working on that, and who bring great ideas to the table. So
how different are their skill sets at this point?
All the 3 receivers, or
4.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, Jamar's Triple Crown winner. He does everything. T is close behind him in terms of his game-changing ability. You guys just look at the stats of how we play when they're both on the field, in terms of a vertical stretch, in terms of the way he can separate from a 6'4" guy that weighs what he weighs and moves the way he moves. Not normal. Dre can do everything, right? We put him in all 3 spots. We ask him to do everything. He does the dirty work. He can also win in man coverage when they decide to double team Jamar and T. We got a winner in Dre, we got a winner in Mike Gesicki, and we got a winner in Chase Brown. So, good luck.